Hi guys, welcome back. Thought I'd do another bit of a drill with me again today. But before we do that, I have a couple of post reviews to do. I've been quite busy this last week, catching up on my diamond paintings. I'll do this one first. Sorry. This is the first one. Let's move the tweezers. This is the one that had the massive crease. You can still, let me get a bit closer, still see it here. Fortunately, thank God, it didn't really affect the canvas or the sticking of the drills. They stuck quite alright. So it wasn't an issue in the end. But I do like the way this one's come out. I thoroughly enjoyed doing it, to be honest. The colours were lovely. So overall, pretty good. I have enjoyed it and it's come out really nice. Then the second one I've done, I haven't been doing them in order, I've just been picking and choosing which one I fancy doing, was this one. This one was okay to work with. It looks okay. The only thing I don't like is his nose is the same colour as his cheek colour. So I might find a spare few pinks instead and just switch these out, because it just looks like his nose goes into his cheek. Other than that, I like it. It was really nice. Even the birds come out well. No issues with the canvas whatsoever. All the drills were stuck fine and I barely had any scrap ones. I don't think I really did on the other one either. Hold on. These, I don't remember which is which now. These are all the spare drills I have from the cats. Quite a few, to be honest. I know there's a couple of empty ones in there, but that's because they didn't all fit in one container. I had to share it between two. And then this one, hang on, that's not even off that one. I've got all the drills mixed up now. They're all in bags, but here we go. This is what was left. Oh, they're both spilt as well. I was trying to avoid that. I can sort of see. I don't want to pull them up. Oh, they're spilling. Anyway, you get the idea. There's quite a few left. Let me just put these back. But they're not DMC coded, I don't think. No, they're not. So, now that I've shown you, I might just go and put them in the bin. I'll do that now. Okay, that's that done. Right. Now let's move you down and do some more diamond painting on my tatty teddies. Oh, I know it's been a while since I posted one, but to say it's been a hectic week is a bit of an understatement. First off, I had my eldest son, he's 19, just turned, gave me a text midweek last week. Mum, can I come home? He left last October, I do believe, to move in with his girlfriend and her mum. As it turns out, I suppose he wouldn't have realised at first, but the mum's quite a drinker. Binks, will you leave her alone? Sorry, my cats are scrapping. Anyway, she's quite the drinker, and instead of paying the bills, she's been buying alcohol. So now the landlord wants them out by Friday coming. which is a nuisance really, because he's been paying her, he's been going to work, he's been paying her his money every week, to find out she's not been paying the rent. His girlfriend's been paying her too. £300 a month each they were paying, and then to find out she hasn't paid the rent, all the money's been going on her and her drinking, and she's been getting quite abusive. So he just said, Mum, I want to come home. So it was a case of push down the road. I do apologise, my cats are still fighting. Binks! Binks! Right, I'm just going to put one of mine out. Come on. Come on. You can go upstairs. Go and find a bed to lie on. Go on. There we go. Where was I? I forget. So, I had to go in because I don't drive. I have a licence, I just don't have a car. So I had to walk up the road. Fortunately, it's only like a 5-10 minute walk up the road. Well, he's packing. And then we had to walk all the way back with all his things. And that's been a bit of a squeeze. Because after he moved out, I gave my daughter his room so she could be on her own, because she's in a house full of boys. She needed her own girly space. So I've had to put him on the floor. Well, not on the floor. He does have something to sleep on, a little camp bed thing. But yeah, he's in there. Wow. His girlfriend has had to stay and put up with the mother. They're viewing some houses this week. So hopefully they can both move out and in together. So that was fun. And that was eventful. My younger kids are excited. I don't know why, but just the fact that he's here, they're excited. Because when he was here the first time originally, they didn't get on. So that's a bit weird, but what else have I been doing? Trying to make progress on my sister-in-law's minion blanket. But some days I don't know, it's like you just don't have the go in you to just get it out and crack on with it. So although I've done a few rows, I am halfway through the picture, I think. So I have got another blanket that I'm supposed to start as well. So usually I'll have 2, at a push 3 blankets on the go, because then when I get bored with one, which happens, especially if I mess up and I have to frog a few rows, then I've got another one to turn to and carry on with. But this time I haven't, because I'm putting off starting the next one. My sister's friend asked me for a halo blanket. Now she showed me what she wanted, which was one of the helmets from Halo 5. And when I've put it into one of these online programs that converts it into a chart, oh my, there's 10 colours. I think there's 5 different greys. And then 3 different oranges, whites, blues. I've tried to lessen the colours, because you do have the option on these online things to opt as to how many colours you want it to have. But if you go too low, it changes the colour of part of the picture to a colour it shouldn't be. So I can't take it any lower than 10. Wax. So although I've charted it, I've got to buy the wool. But I don't know. It's going to be the hardest one I've done yet, by far. And I thought my son's Walking Dead one was horrendous. Although it was only black and white, the amount of colour changes between. If you don't do crochet or graphghan making specifically, when you change colour, even if it's for 2 squares and then you go back to the colour you were using, you still have to have a new bobbin. Oh no. You still have to have a new bobbin. Let's say you've got grey, red, grey. You've done the grey, let's say a couple of stitches of grey, and then you've got 2 stitches red, and then you've got to go back to grey. You need a whole new bobbin of grey. You can't just pull that one you were using before across, because it just leaves strands. So you have to have 1 grey bobbin, 1 red bobbin, 1 grey bobbin. And every time it changes colour, you have to have a new bobbin. And on my son's Walking Dead, I think at one point I had about 30 bobbins going, which is fun. Fortunately, you didn't have to flip the blanket to do the row the other way because it was in Tunisian stitch. So yeah, I've been putting that blanket off. I'm supposed to be doing one for me and the other half to fit a double bed. I've charted it, I've brought the wool, I've started the first few plain rows, but it is 300 stitches wide, so one row can take me 20-25 minutes. And now my cats are trying to get at each other through the door. That's funny. Luna! Oh, you right pair. My cats are funny. My male one, Binks, he only just turned 1 in September last year. And boy does he like to play. All the time. And half the time it's poor Luna, my female, that gets it. He'll walk up to her when she's asleep and purposely bop her on the head, and then just sit up like he's done nothing. And then when she sits up, that's it then. She runs, he chases. And you can hear them. It sounds like my kids walking up and down the stairs. They're that loud. Will you two behave? They are funny. Luna's 2. She turned 2 in January. She's our rescue. And she very rarely likes to play. But if he's been on at her, she's quite sly. If he's asleep, he likes to lie on my bed because I have a really fluffy throw that for whatever reason he decides he likes to suckle on. So when he's asleep on my bed, she will come in. She always knows where he is. He's always in the same place. She will sneak up at the side of the bed, lean up on her front paws on the edge of the bed, bop him on the head, and then run, because she knows he's going to come after her. But it's just, no, that one's not good. Oh my days, you two! That's a bad drill. Pinky, come here. Honestly, they're like this all day. All day. So I have to... She doesn't like to go out. I don't know if that's down to being a rescue. She was found with her kittens. She'd actually let herself in through someone's cat flap and climbed into an open cupboard to give birth. She was so skinny and she had practically no fur on her. I don't know if I told you that before. It was awful, and because she was feeding kittens and not getting enough food at the time, you just couldn't get her to put weight on no matter how much you fed her. I think it took about 6 months for the fur to finally start growing back. Now she's full of it. She's so fluffy. Binky! Oi! Leave her alone. I have a spray bottle of water that I normally use for my daughter's hair because I like to wet her hair before I put it up so it stays, the flyaways. Well, I keep it beside me because he doesn't like it. So usually when he won't leave her alone, I only have to show it him. I don't even have to spray him. He knows what it is. He just takes one look at me and, no, I'm not hanging around for that. I'm going. And he goes, but I haven't got it with me this morning. You're so naughty, aren't you, Binks? I said in my last video I didn't know if I'd be able to save this one for Drill With Me's, this Temptation. Hence why the other two got done quite quick. Just trying to resist. I actually ordered my first ever moment the other day. So excited. So I can't wait for that to arrive. I think I've ordered for my giveaway. Should be here in the next couple of days, I'm hoping, because all the update says departed country of origin. That was like Friday, Thursday maybe. So I know it's in my country. Oh, we had some fun the other week. As you know, my kids have got diamond paintings as well. And my kids have got these tubs. It's like a flip lid one with all the compartments in to put drills in. And my son, my youngest one, who's only 7, put his away and left it on the table. So I said to him, can you just take it upstairs, put it in your bedroom so it's out the way? He said okay, and off he went. Later on, he was coming down the stairs. The next thing, all I heard was doof, 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 doof. So I shoots out my chair. Riley's still standing halfway up the stairs and he's just looking at me. What's the matter, Ray? He said, my diamond painting. I said, I thought you put it in your room. He said, no, I put it on the stairs. Yet he'd walked straight past it to go to his room without taking it up. The problem being, the lid to his box must have been loose, and we had a massive spillage of round diamonds all the way down the stairs. So that was fun, picking them up and trying to sort them back into the right colours. Nightmare. And what? What's the matter, Binks? Fortunately, we managed to get them all up. It's just not the easiest though, is it, trying to get diamonds off the carpet? You can't use a dustpan and brush. They're so small they just ping everywhere when you try with that. So it was literally me, Riley and Ellie sitting on the stairs picking up all these diamonds by hand. About half an hour I think it took us in the end. Oh no. Binks, she doesn't want to play. She doesn't. I've got to show you this. There he is, look. Pain in the bum, aren't you, Binks? Eh? Never mind flirting. He's terrible, honestly. Okay. You can tell he's young. So much energy. Yeah, leave her. She was hiding. When I just showed you him, she's hiding under the chair that's right by him. Now, for whatever reason, he doesn't like to go under the table to chase her. He will just sit there and wait for her to come out. So, how's all your weekends been? Anybody do anything exciting? I know I didn't. Oh, it's still skewy there. I just like things to be straight. I've been trying to catch up on everyone's videos, but when my son came back, I've had to rewash everything. His girlfriend's mum's a heavy smoker too, and it just clings to everything. She didn't go outside or open a window or anything, so even his clean clothes stink of smoke. And for a non-smoker, that's, yeah, quite bad. So I've been up to my eyeballs in washing. And then he's like, why has this not been washed yet? Why has this not been washed yet? Because I still have 5 other people in the house I need to wash for as well. And make sure they've got clean uniforms and... I only have so much radiator space. Don't you just love it when you think you've picked a drill up and you haven't? I do that so many times. I've been looking on AliExpress and Amazon and Wish recently for, I'm not exactly sure what, but something like, I've seen them for animals, Never Forgotten. You see the handprint with the paw print just inside it, but I want something kind of angel related or angel wings or something, just sort of not, I'll say represent, I'm not sure that's quite the word, for my mom. I told you in my last video she died in 2001 and I was only 23 at the time, so it's still been quite a hard, even though it's like 17, no hang on, it'll be 18 years this year since she passed away. It's still it still chokes me. I don't think I ever really grieved properly. So I just want a really nice diamond painting. Sort of like they'd never forgotten the animal one for the dogs, but for humans, if that makes sense. Where's this go? There. What do we need next? E. If any of you have seen any, because I have looked pretty hard. 3727. You know, let me know. I'll check it out. Eventually I want to get a custom done of my mum. I do have a couple of really nice photos. I'll leave it out. And I want to get a custom done, but I've got to save up for that because I want it done with Evermoment, because I've heard so much about Evermoment and how good they are. And it's got to be special, hasn't it? Because it's your loved ones. I mean, it may sound odd, but she might not be here, but I still talk to her, if that makes sense. She can't answer me. I know that. But sometimes when you're just having a bit of a bad day, it's just nice to talk to them, isn't it? Oh, and I know my other half does the same too. Whether he'd admit it or not, I don't know, but he does. Oh wow, bad drill. Wow, that's quite a bad one. I don't know if that will focus. Let me stand up. Ow, sorry. Make you feel sick. Hang on, where is it? I've lost it in my hand. There it is. That's a bad one. I've got a separate tray I'm keeping for all my scrap drills. Well, a pot, I'll put them on top for now. Put them all in after. Oh, dropped a couple. Oh, I forgot my drink as well. I know my dad's still alive, but since my mum passed away, I don't know, he just seems to have cut himself off from us. He's been remarried twice. Only last year to the most recent one. But any birthday cards I get through the post. And I think the only time I see him is Christmas. He'll pop down just for a couple of hours right before Christmas, and that'll be it again till the following Christmas. So it's not like we have him, you know, when things are hard. Got the shakes again today. I have to hold my hand still. And I'm not nervous. Don't worry, not anymore. I used to be when I first started doing videos. Because I'm quite a shy person. I don't normally say boo to a goose, as they say. And the more and more I do the videos, I find the easier it gets. At first, it was it was the feeling of, I just felt like I was sitting here talking to myself, that I couldn't get over. Now it's just like, get on with it. You know people are going to watch it, and it's, behave yourself, Binks. She doesn't want to play. He says she does. I know. I think I've got one of my sticky notepads caught on the edge of there. So I'm going to have to get that off. Oh, mind you, I could cover it. I could just get my tape out. Oh, something else I've been busy doing this week is getting my 13-year-old son's uniform. Getting it sorted and ready, because he's been homeschooled up till now. Because the school we chose for him when he was in his last year of juniors, in year 6, they couldn't give to him. It was oversubscribed, and the local school that has not long been built has become an academy. The Ofsted ratings were appalling. Oh wow, were appalling. So I said, under no circumstances was he going there, because he'd also got the idiots from the junior school going with him. This doesn't want to focus again, does it? But this is a really bad drill. Never mind. You don't need to see them all. But yeah, and I said, over my dead body, basically, was he going to this school? Not a chance. So I said, he either goes to that school or I homeschool him. They said, well, we can't get him in. So it was a case of, fine, homeschool. Sorry guys, I don't think my phone likes to record anything over half an hour. Anyway, where was I? I was saying about he was homeschooled because they said they couldn't fit him in. The only thing I could do was reapply. I can apply once a year for the school. So when he went into year 8, or should have gone into year 8, I could reapply. So I did, and they still said no. But he's at the stage now where he's quite a sociable person, and that's the side that he's missing. And he said he doesn't mind doing the work. It's not the work that's the problem. He says, I've got loads to do, Mum, just no one to do it with. So I get that. You know, we all need to be around our friends, and let's do the U. And he's missing that at the minute. 6:03. So I understand. So at the minute, we are trying to get all his uniform together bit by bit, because it is so expensive. It's a lot to afford at once. His PE kit alone is £91. That's just his PE kit. That's not his blazer, his tie, shirts, trousers, socks, shoes, all of that. So I've been trying to get it all together the last few weeks. Just been and bought him his shirts this morning. I bought the trousers last week. Next week I think it will be his shoes. Then I think I'm going to apply for the school. And if he gets in, it'll be the week after, buy his uniform. His PE kit, sorry. Because you have to order that from a special shop. It has to have his initials sewn into it. And obviously it has to have the school logo on it. But he's so bored, bless him. Like I said, it's not the work that's putting him off. It's the boredom. Loads to do, no one to do it with. So, and he needs the socialisation. He's become a bit of, only a little bit, a bit of a recluse since not going to school. He was alright at first. The first year was fine. He'd go out a lot. He'd be with his mates, especially at the weekends. Now, doesn't like to go out, but part of that is down to a child he had an issue with. Hello, Luna. He was out one day on his scooter. This was only last year. And he was only 12 then. And he rang me. He was upset. I asked him what was the matter. This lad who was meant to be sort of his friend was sitting on the park talking. And next thing he knew, this so-called friend, he's known for it, punched him up the side of the head. and it made him go dizzy. He felt sick. So I said, okay, where are you? He told me, got my coat on, shut down there. He said, no, Mum, don't do anything about it. Well, I'm not just going to leave it. What parent in their right mind is just going to leave it? So I saw him sitting on the park, and he knew who I was the minute I started walking over, so he got up and started walking away. And his mates are going, you can't hit him, you can't hit him. I never said I was going to hit him, but why does he think it's okay to hit my son? He's 14, 15, this other child. Anyway, he ran off. And as I was walking away, his mum pulled up in the car park. Tyler says, Mum, that's his mum. So I just strolled over to the car. And I said, are you his mum? She said, yes. And I just said, look, I'm not being funny. He's got a reputation for it. She says, yes, I know, and I'm really, really sorry. I said, well, sorry's not good enough. He's punched him up the side of the head. He's now feeling sick. He's now feeling dizzy. I said, do me a favour. Because she said, but I don't know what to do with him. I take things away from him and it doesn't bother him. She strikes me as quite a soft parent. Maybe that's the problem. I don't know. I wouldn't like to say. You know, I don't live with him. But I said, warn him from me. The next time he so much as touches one hair on my son's head, I'm pressing charges. Because it is not acceptable and it is not okay. So I think that in itself has partially had something to do with it. What are you doing, Luna? Hey? What are you doing? No, you can't come on here. Yeah, so I think that's partially had something to do with it. He's a little nervous. But like I said, if he's got any brains, he won't go anywhere near you now. So yeah, he needs to go to school. He needs to be with friends and start hanging out again, as they do, as they call it. Don't get me wrong, his friends still call for him. But he's just like, I don't really want to go out, Mum. So we're going to try and get that sorted as soon as possible. The sooner the better, for his sake, not for mine. He's no trouble at home, none at all. He's getting a little bit of an attitude, but he is 13. His hormones are changing. He's going through puberty. So a little attitude, invisible drill. A little attitude is to be expected, but I suppose part of that's boredom again. So yeah, it's not that he's a problem at home, because he really, really isn't. He's probably my most mature for his age and best behaved one. But yeah. So there's a lot going on at the minute. No, I've just spotted a knobbly bit on that one. Ow. What do you want, Luna? Hey? There we go. Yeah, there's a little knobbly bit on that one. I can't put that one in. We have a watcher. Right there, look. Excuse the mess behind her. That's all my crafting. Yeah. It's all to do with my crafting. I'm just trying to find places for it. I'm running out of cupboard space for things. I barely had enough before with all the knitting and the crocheting and cross stitching. But now I've started diamond painting. It's kind of taken over the house. Hi, Mr. Z. Oh, I hate it when I do that. Oh, don't you guys hate that as well? You think you've done one little corner in all that one specific colour, and then as you're doing another one, you spot one. Just the one. But if I sit back, it looks like a 7, and the 7's here, so that might have been why. I'll put it away in a minute. What was Z? 554. There we go. Just the one. And then I'll finish the video here. I've rambled on enough. I hate gaps. Hate gaps. Let's take you off a minute. Let's move you up a little. No, take you off. Oh, stabbed myself with my tweezers now. Silly. That one goes in there. That's better. Some gaps I can allow, but others, they just drive me insane. And I have to have a bit of a shift around. Oh, I will tell you one thing I found out. My other diamond painting, the cats, there are quite a few packets of oily drills. Now I put them in a baby wipe, I give them a good wipe over. I then tipped them into a tissue, tried drying them all off. But I don't know if you've experienced it yourself, it's quite hard to dry the drills off, and it's like there's still a little bit of residue oil left on them. So what I found was easy, what helped. I tried sticking one, let me take this one off and I'll show you. I tried sticking one on the canvas, but when I did, it would just slide because there was still the residue. So what I found worked was picking up the drill, just rubbing it on the edge of the canvas ever so slightly, and when I stuck, it didn't slip. It actually worked. So every drill I picked up from the ones I'd cleaned, I just gently rub it, and it doesn't affect the canvas, because I did check the canvas afterwards. Yeah, it didn't affect the canvas. So every one I picked up, I rubbed along the edge of my canvas. But that was after I cleaned them with a baby wipe and dried them with the tissue. So I don't know if it'll work if you've just cut an oily one and just try wiping that across your canvas. I don't know if that would work, but excuse me. But yeah. So there we go for today. I think I've rambled enough. Still keep your eye out for the giveaway video. I'm still waiting for it to arrive. As soon as it does, I will do the video. Don't worry, I won't forget. And it will be open to everyone. As long as you can receive a package from the UK, you can enter. That's not a problem. So yeah, keep an eye out for that video. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell button to be notified when I upload more. And enjoy the rest of your day, guys. And I'll catch you in my next video. Bye.